And I'm Jamie John. Thanks for joining us. And yes, the verdict is in. In our top story tonight, South Carolina voters won't get a chance to say how they feel about video poker, at least not at the ballot box. The state Supreme Court today struck down the November 2nd referendum on whether to keep the industry legal.
But in the same ruling, the court also says the poker games must end by the middle of next year. CN2's John Walker has more about this historic legal decision.
And South Carolina is doing poorly in economics, a recent study says. But there is some good news. York County might be the exception to the rule. According to the study, the Palmetto State is not doing well in job growth, wages, and issues concerning quality of life. However, according to county officials, your local area fares better than the rest of the state for a number of reasons, like proximity to Charlotte, the job market, recreation, and volunteer opportunities. Even jobs at some convenience stores and fast food restaurants in the area pay more than the federal minimum wage, helping move York County's median income above the national average. And at about 2 o'clock this afternoon, the South Carolina Forestry Commission has issued a red flag alert for the upstate of South Carolina. This alert does include York County. It's not a ban on outdoor burning, but they do warn to take extra precaution.
I have these stories and a look at a big snake tonight on CN2. Good evening, everybody. I'm Bob Pierce.
And I'm Jamie John. Thanks for joining us. In our top story tonight, Rock Hill voters weren't interested in putting any fresh faces in office when they went to the polls yesterday. After tallying the votes, 2 incumbents kept their seats.
A third council member came close to keeping his office also, but he's now involved in a runoff. CN2's John Walker recaps the results from the city elections.
And the York County Council says they'll go to the mat on a billboard proposal that's being reviewed by a legislative committee in Columbia. Billboards that go up would stay up despite any new growth in its immediate area. Say this billboard is erected and then a neighborhood development is built right next to it. Well, according to County Council Chairman Carl Gullick, this new proposal would take any and all power away from local lawmakers and their constituents. It would render any effort to take down the sign either useless or extremely pricey. Gullick says local governments would not only have to pay the price of the actual physical billboard, but also the foreseeable revenue generated from the billboard.
Boy, May sure comes up with some interesting stories.
Yes, she sure does. Well, let's hope she makes it back to the station for Monday's show.
I hope so, too. That's true. All right.
All right, well, still to come on CN2, Jason Barr was looking for Derek Coleman in Fort Mill today, and we'll take a peek at Chester football. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to CN2. Well, even though video poker is no longer on the ballot, Rock Hill voters are still wanted at the polls on November 2nd. In a 5-candidate race last week, no one got 50% or more of the vote. Well, there's one program that's trying to make sure your kids don't forget how fundamental reading really is. It's called Reach Out and Read, sponsored by the Success by 6 program. It's designed to track your child's comprehension of reading from 6 months to age 5. Your child comes in for their well-child checkup and leaves with a prescription for reading along with a brand new age-appropriate book. This is a spin-off of the Born to Read program and ensures that children conquer what can be a pretty tough obstacle. Herlum Pediatric Center is the first facility in Rock Hill to incorporate the new program. Dr. McCoy says even if your 6-month-old chews and bangs on the books, that's okay. He notes the most critical time in a child's development is the first 3 years, so the sooner the better. Through Reach Out and Read, every child can establish their own personal library at home by collecting 10 new books by the time they start kindergarten.
Folks, that's our report for this Wednesday evening. We thank you for joining us. Be sure and be with us again tomorrow night. So long.
Have a good evening, everybody. Thanks.